What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Kilkenny. Welcome back to another episode of The Daily Shot. It's a very special day. Vibes are high. Love is in the air. The NFL is back tomorrow. Now, if you follow me on Twitter or if you're in the Moonshot Discord, you already know what I'm planning to do this NFL season.
I'm gonna steal the Declaration of Independence.
Let's have ourselves a show. Today's juice, we are betting on our first TD bomb of the NFL season. What's a TD bomb? I'm going to use that phrase a lot. All it is a guy to score a touchdown, and then you sprinkle a little bit of money on him to score 2 touchdowns just in case. Now, look, I'll be perfectly honest. The guy that we're about to bet on, his price was way better yesterday. I put him in my Discord. All my action goes in my Discord first, and typically for TD bombs, they come down significantly. However, I like the story on this guy enough, and I still think at these numbers, he's worth a look. So, of course, I'm talking about Bills running back Zach Moss to score a touchdown, plus 290, and then sprinkle just a little bit extra on him to score twice, just in case, plus 2,600. Yesterday, these two were plus 380 and plus 4,100, respectively. Here's the sales pitch on Moss. It's been a very up and down offseason for the guy. The Bills drafted James Cook in the second round, and then early in the offseason, they picked up running back Duke Johnson. So it seemed like there was a pretty good chance that Moss wasn't even going to make the 53-man roster. He had a great camp. In his own words, it's the healthiest he's ever been. He battled an ankle injury, pretty under the radar all last season, and he is fully healthy right now. In their preseason games, showed very well in limited action. In the first game, he had 3 carries for 39 yards. In the second game, and here's what I'm more interested in the first half, in the second game, he punched in 2 different 1-yard touchdowns, and then they sat him out in their final preseason game with the rest of their starters. It bodes well that Moss will be the number 2 back behind Devin Singletary, and history shows they love this guy on the goal line. Again, they just gave him 2 goal line touches in their last preseason game. We hit on him last NFL season in week 2 at plus 9,500, and I promise you, this isn't me trying to relive my glory days here or anything like that.
Kenny's got to finish. Kenny's got to finish. Come on, Kenny McAndrews. There's Seneca Valley. There's Cedar Crest.
He's a big back, works downhill. They love him in short yardage situations. I love Zach Moss to score this week. I wouldn't necessarily play him in fantasy. I think Singletary will still see probably 70% of the snaps. Maybe they work in Cook on some third down work. But down by the red zone, and I think even early in drives, you're going to see a lot more Zach Moss than I think a lot of people thought they would see just a few months ago. His price still reflects somebody that people are unsure what his role is going to be. I like it. I think it's a good spot to roll the dice. Zach Moss to score a touchdown, and Zach Moss to score 2 touchdowns. Let's start the season properly. Eat your vegetables, drink your juice. Earlier in the show, we were proud to announce that ThriveFantasy has officially partnered with us, you, as the official daily fantasy sports partner for Moonshot. We could not be more excited. We are lucky to have them on our team. We're going to be doing a ton of cool stuff with them throughout the entire NFL season. If you're not familiar with ThriveFantasy, you should be. They've been around since their launch in 2018, and they have player prop-based contests across pretty much every league you care about. The NFL, NBA, MLB, NHL, MMA, PGA Tour, multiple soccer leagues, esports. We're rebranding into an esports show, starting right now. What separates Thrive from other types of DFS contests is their focus on the superstars, the guys you actually care about, the studs. No need to go dumpster diving, trying to figure out which third string running back might get a slight uptick in snap counts this weekend. Their contests are solely based around all the superstars that you know and love, and their style of contest makes it borderline impossible for outside algorithms to come in and math their way to victory. Here is how their traditional style of contest works. They give you a list of 20 available player props, always for a superstar or a stud that you know and love. Of those 20 available props, you simply pick the over or the under for 10 of them. That's it. Now, each prop has a corresponding fantasy score for both the over and the under based on whatever the likelihood is that that prop is going to hit. So the over on some props might be a little more risky. You might think the total is a little too high, but you're going to be awarded more fantasy points if that over hits. So that's where the strategy and the game theory comes into play. I love this style, dude. I think it's awesome. This weekend, we're going to be entering in the $25 buy-in, $250K guaranteed prize pool with $50K going to first place. I'm going to get you started. You need to pick 10 props. I'm going to give you my core 4. Pick number 1. Give me Trevor Lawrence under 0.5 interceptions for 125 fantasy points. Look, I get it. The guy threw a ton of interceptions last year, but they came in bunches. He had 9 games with interceptions. He had 8 games without interceptions. He just happened to have a few really, really bad games. Second year improvements, full offseason with Doug Peterson, and the Commanders' defense is horrific without Chase Young. I like this one, and we're getting juice on it. Trevor Lawrence under 0.5 interceptions. Pick number 2, give me Joe Burrow under 292.5 passing yards. This one feels like a free square to me. I think we're already getting a pretty generous number here. This number seems a little high to me, and there's more juice on the under against a Mitch Trubisky-led Steelers team that I don't anticipate putting up a ton of points. This one feels pretty safe to me. Lock this one in. Joe Burrow under 292.5 passing yards for 105 fantasy points. Pick number 3, Justin Herbert over 2.5 passing touchdowns plus interceptions. I know it's a very interesting prop, but again, free square. Am I crazy here? In 17 games last year, he would have hit this 12 times. And there's juice on the over. Don't overthink it. I don't care if it's 4 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, whatever it is. This is going over. Justin Herbert over 2.5 touchdowns plus interceptions for 105 fantasy points. And pick number 4, give me Devontae Adams over 0.5 touchdowns. If Justin Herbert is slinging it or throwing picks, I'm hoping that means the Chargers are getting off the field quickly and the Raiders are going to have the ball a good amount. Welcome to Las Vegas. You are now a Raider. Your career is probably over, but you're going to score in your first game. Devontae Adams over 0.5 touchdowns for 90 fantasy points. Those are my core 4 plays for the $250K guaranteed contest this weekend. First prize, it's 50 grand. That's it. That's today's show. Shout out again to our friends at Thrive Fantasy for giving us a chance, partnering with Moonshot and the Mooney Gang. Please use the sign up link in the description below to sign up for Thrive if you haven't done so already. It comes with a nice juicy deposit bonus. And shoot me a DM if you have any questions whatsoever about how the contests work, where they're eligible to play, anything at all. I'm a huge fan of these guys. We're going to be doing a lot of cool stuff with them throughout the NFL season. With that, I will be live on Twitch tomorrow night, per usual, before the Bills-Rams game. So make sure you click the link here to follow my Twitch channel. I'll be live before every single NFL game this season. And that's it. Happy Wednesday. Football is back. Life is good. See you guys tomorrow.